Good morning. Welcome to a new week and new outlook. Gone are the gloom of last week and hello hello blue skies. I'll do that properly later. So that means that I'm finally able to be charging things. I am able to get out and about and do more stuff because I can actually now use my equipment without having to send it up to Will to charge at his work. And that means that I'm able to start doing a bit of work again on the vegetation that's growing along the side of the drive. I'm taking the beast with me. I might even see if I can get it into second gear this time. I've only ever driven it in first up and down the hill, so who knows. We'll see what we find when we're out and about doing it. Before I start, I'm just heading up to the area behind the house we call the Grevillea garden, because I've been doing some work up here too. I would normally have kept on top of this over summer, but unfortunately, as you may or may not know, I dislocated my knee in January, which meant that I wasn't able to get up here, and it had started to go a little wild. What I have done is remove the shrubs that I don't want and left the ones that I do. And I'm now starting the process of trimming the tea tree and some of the grass back. But what I also did was accidentally leave my tools up here overnight, and I will need them for my work, possibly on the drive. So I've just come up to retrieve them. But I thought I'd just show you what it's looking like up here. Just for context, this is the back of the house. This is our main house supply of water. And this is what I call the Grevillea garden, because I've planted a number of Grevillea up here. Okie dokie, here we are. I've got all the tools that I think I might need. My different types of secateurs, my chainsaw, and my reciprocating saw. Hopefully I'll have all eventualities covered so I won't have to come back for anything else. I do also have, if you watched last week, my gloves from last week. I had high hopes for these, but it turns out this bright orange colour also goes on your hands. It doesn't just stay in the gloves. Luckily, I have discovered, having worn them twice now, it does come off eventually. It doesn't come off the first time you wash your hands, but also luckily for me, because the firewood is all ashy and black that I use mostly. I wash my hands about 500 times a day. So it does come off eventually, but you know, if you don't tend to do that, you might be in a bit of trouble. Anyway, I'll have to persist with these because I have no other option, and I hope eventually all the dye will come out and they will stop staining my hands. As the eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted, I am now inside the Subaru Brumby, and I'm about to head off to start doing work on the drive. I've spoken briefly about it. Will said he might speak a bit about it, but he hasn't provided me any footage yet. But I thought you might like to hear how it sounds, so let's turn it on for you. So here I am at the drive, and I thought I'd just quickly show you the sorts of things that I had in mind. So little clumps of tea tree intermittently, and as I go further around we get to the bit where it's a lot more bushy. I like to take that out. It's a fire risk, but also harbours small animals which then have a tendency to dart across the road in front of you, and that's no good. Last year I also raised the canopy of these overhanging trees to make mowing underneath them a lot more pleasant. So obviously since I did that they've grown, and I thought I might assess them again to see if I could do with taking like just a little bit off the bottom now. The main bulk of that I did last year. And then I'm just going to work my way round and back towards the house, by which point hopefully I will have filled the tray of the Brumby and I won't have to come back and do a second trip. And this is how I hope to spend this beautiful morning. By the way, whilst I'm down here, if any of you were wondering, and that's probably mostly my nan, hi Nan, anyway, if any of you were wondering how our drive repairs are holding up, I think you can see the answer is really well. I am absolutely pleased, over the moon with this. We filled the potholes with the gravel, and because of where the quarry, the geology of where the quarry is, the gravel is also naturally quite sandy. We filled the potholes with this gravelly sand and then sprinkled cement over the top of them. I sort of mushed it up a bit, and then we waited to do that to correspond with rain. It sort of rained, it sort of didn't, so we did a bit of watering and then we had a bit of rain. Anyway, the net result is this really lovely surface. I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of quite solid in places, but nice and compacted in others. So the cement's just sort of holding it a bit in place, but we haven't sort of, I wouldn't call it a cement surface, it's just helping to hold the gravel in place. And but the drive is absolutely beautiful to drive on. So if you have a gravel drive and you have a problem with potholes, our problem here is that we're on clay, so that when the water hits the drive, it's got nowhere to go, basically. And our drive is very long, so any sort of complicated works to fix that are not feasible financially, or in fact necessary. We don't mind getting in gravel, say, once a year and repeating the process. Gravel's actually pretty cheap, less than a couple of $100 for a very large amount of tons. Anyway, so yes, if you have a gravel drive, putting into potholes, filling it with sandy gravel and then sprinkling cement on the top is a really, really good fix. Well, my hopes of managing this in one trailer load have been dashed. As you can see, I'm quite full already, and this is really just the stuff from the overhanging trees, these blackwoods. But I have got quite a long way along, and I'm now at the tea tree that I was talking about, this sort of low-lying hedge. Last time I tackled this, I had to resort to using the chainsaw, but because I did tackle this relatively recently, I'm hoping I can get away with the reciprocating saw this time. Anyway, I'm off to take this up to my bonfire, and then I'll head back down and start again. There we go. Tea tree cleared temporarily. It's a little bit messy, but I don't mind that. We're coming into winter, so this isn't really for safety's sake, this is more for visibility's sake. The really important time will be summer, or just prior to summer. But it means I've given myself a little bit of a head start, because it won't be quite so thickety when I come to do it for the important time of year. Now, I can't deny I haven't achieved quite as much as I would have liked to have achieved today. I'm actually technically not even on my own property yet, but we're almost at the depths of winter. Midwinter's about 5 weeks away as I film this, and so the days are short, and actually I started quite a lot later than I normally would, because I took advantage of actually having some electricity for the first time in about a week, like genuine sort of usable electricity, to catch up on some computery admin So I did start a bit late, and as I said, the days are short, so I guess I shouldn't be too concerned about that. But I like, if I can, to start and finish a job in one day. I find that very satisfying, but I'm not going to achieve that today, so this will have to spill over to another day. Next week, actually, because all of my days for the next few days are booked up with other things, so I'm having to kick this one down the road to next week for me, but that might well be later on in the vlog for you. We'll find out. Anyway, I'm off to take my tea tree up to my bonfire, collect some firewood, and then do some physio-based exercises to help strengthen my knee. So I'll catch up with you sometime soon. Can you see the possum? Good morning. You find me in my car en route to town where we're going to pick up the materials for our generator slab project. Just the basics, like the wood for the frame, the concrete and some gravel. So nothing too exciting there, but hopefully we'll be able to show you more when we get home and we actually start the project. Welcome to tomorrow, and it's all go on our building the base for our new generator project. Let me show you what we've done so far. I've dug the trench where the frame is going to go, basically because the land slopes both this way and this way. We've had to dig it out to make it level. Will made the frame last night. That's the pump you can hear, by the way. And is now attaching stakes to it, which he's also made. Here we go, this is what we've achieved now. So the frame's in situ and we've checked it with our trusty spirit level. So we know it's level. We've put some gravel in the bottom, some drainage gravel. Don't come for us. This is one of the methods that we discovered on the internet, so if that's not how you do it, then that's, you know, you do you, but this is what we read on Tinternet, so this is what we're doing. And we bought, let's go and have a look, 10 bags of pre-mixed concrete. So all you need to do is add water. We don't have a cement mixer, and so we thought this would be the easiest way of going about it. They're about $8 a bag, so that's maybe about £4, give or take. We kind of estimated how much we'd need. We're off now to grab our wheelbarrow that we intend to mix it in, and then we will start laying. There we go. We used 7 of the 10 bags of concrete mix. We've left a little bit of a gap because we want to put a layer of gravel on the top. It doesn't look like it's possible to bolt this generator down, so we thought that if it was nestled on a little bit of gravel, that might stabilise it and perhaps also help to dampen the noise down. It isn't dry yet, but it's drying, which is what it ought to be doing. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It's about a little under a metre square, give or take, just to give you some context of scale.